All right. Hey guys, Christian Helsel here. So I'm out in my front yard and I wanted to film a couple videos talking about our blast metrics and what they mean and how we can improve them. And I wanted to start with connection first. So connection to me is probably the easiest for us to adjust. Okay, it's the easiest for us to be able to make improvements upon. So plane, of course we can make improvements. Rotation, of course we can make improvements as well. Rotation though has a lot to do with your strength conditioning. It takes time. Of course there's mechanical things that allow us to manipulate that data, but it's mainly going to be strength conditioning for me. And the plane score is just going to be muscle memory things, allowing yourself to feel. But we're first going to start with connection here. So connection, let's start with early connection. So when you see me do my data analysis, early connection I list as EC. EC, okay, the relationship between the angle of my body and the angle of my bat. So when I'm standing straight up and down here, if you drew a straight line up through my body and my bat is perfectly flat over my shoulder, that's 90 degrees. Now, as you can see, as I hinge my hips here and my bat sort of tilts up. Now, I don't change the angles of my wrists or my elbows or my shoulders at all. My bat tips up with my, or let's say the knob goes down with my body as I rotate. I'm still at 90 here. And obviously when we're hitting, we have to have good posture. I can't be straight up and down and try to hit this ball that's at the bottom of the strike zone. If I do that, what I have to do is separate my hands from my body. Now I'm creating space. The farther my hands get away from my eyeballs, the worse my hand-eye coordination gets. And as I get here, now my hands and bat are working down through the ball and across it, which of course isn't going to allow us to drive the ball somewhere in the outfield, which is ultimately what our goal should be, right? So I need to have good posture. So our connection score is not only telling us about where our hands and bat and arms are, it's telling us what our body is doing. So I need to have good posture and need to form 90 degrees here. What I see with a lot of kids is as they load, tip the barrel up. Now when their swing starts, their barrel gets stuck here. Okay? If my barrel gets stuck here and my swing starts, now I have to bring it back into that plane of the pitch, then start my swing, which means I have extra movement going on, which means I'm not going to accelerate quickly, which actually is going to negatively impact my rotation score, because obviously if I'm already in 90 degrees and I can fire immediately on plane, I'm going to be quick, I'm going to be able to accelerate fast. If I start here, now I'm going to have, it takes a lot of time for me to get there. Okay, there's extra movement going on. So this would be an early connection over 90 degrees. This would be way over 100 degrees. This would be an early connection under 90 degrees. We need it somewhere between 85 to 95 degrees is what we're shooting for. Consistency though, okay? Consistency is the most important thing here. If sometimes I fire from here, sometimes I fire from here, sometimes I'm good, okay? We're not gonna be able to get my bat on plane consistently, which means that we're gonna have trouble finding barrels consistently. And at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is how often can we put this barrel of the bat onto the baseball. So early connection. We want around 90 degrees right here, almost every time. Changing with my body. Connection at impact, though, is equally as important. Now, a good reference point for your connection at impact is are your shoulders matching the angle of your bat? If my shoulders are matching the angle of my bat, my connection and impact is going to be really, really, really close to 90 degrees, which is what we want. So at impact here, okay, if you drew a straight line up my body again, the front of my body, and what my bat should form a 90 degree angle with that line going up the middle of my body. So in other words, those shoulders there, my shoulders should match the angle of my bat. Most common mistake here is that kids will start with a good early connection and they will end with a connection and impact below 90 degrees, which means that, as you can see here, if I'm at 90 degrees at my early connection and I swing, but my body stays up here, my bat has to go down. Okay, now my bat angle is steeper, my vertical bat angle is steeper than my angle of my shoulders, which means that my connection and impact is below 90 degrees. My body didn't adjust. It really has nothing to do with my hands and bat and shoulders and everything else, but it has everything to do with my body. So what I tell kids is we need to adjust to the height of the pitch with my shoulders, with more specifically with my back shoulder. If I take my back shoulder to that low pitch, now my posture adjusts to the pitch. Now my connection is strong. My connection at impact is going to be close to 90 degrees. Likewise, on a pitch that's up, we don't need to adjust my posture much. We just need to take my back shoulder to the pitch, okay? And again, so you can see the low pitch, same thing. I start with this posture, back shoulder takes me down to that low pitch. That's gonna help us keep our connection and impact really close to 90. But remember, that starting position with my hands and my bat, that needs to be at 90 degrees as well. So that means that these angles on my wrists and my elbows and my shoulders are staying tight as we start our turn into the pitch.